Have you ever delved into the depths of your own consciousness to uncover what truly defines you? What intricate tapestry of thoughts, emotions, and experiences set you apart from the person sitting next to you on the bus, your closest friend, or even your sibling? In a world where every individual is a confluence of countless variables, both seen and unseen, how do we begin to unravel the complex mystery of our own identity? Is it the genes we inherit, the environments we navigate, or the choices we make that profoundly shape our personality and path in life? While you and I can develop ideas without even knowing, we can also play an active role by purposefully seeking self knowledge and understanding. I searched these three phrases in the digital oracles of our time: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and here's what I found. Psychology says people who smile a lot while talking are introverts, and psychology says the nicest people are always the ones who look mean at first. These two posts had 150,000 likes combined, and I can't imagine how many viewers. I found two YouTube short videos that hooked viewers by promising to reveal the secrets of personality through handwriting and the way one walks. They had a combined total of 7.5 million views. I searched Instagram accounts with derivatives of the name Psychology Says, Psychology Facts, and Personality Facts, and found nearly 150 accounts. Have you stumbled upon similar content and paused wondering about their truth? Just this quick glance at social media reveals two profound truths. One, people long to understand themselves, and two, millions turn to the realm of personality psychology for answers. While studying my psychology degree at university, I recall being cautioned during a lecture about personality measures. The professor likened personality tests to pseudoscience and astrology due to their low validity and reliability scores compared to other psychology measures. While there's still no scientific evidence for star signs influencing personality, there has been scientific developments in personality psychology and tests. There's a flood of academic and scientific research and attention to the Big Five personality trait theory and its measures, which is why the personality traits are so popular and referred to so often by prominent psychologists like Jordan Peterson. But so much of what psychology and personality tests really say is taken out of context. To help navigate all the overgeneralized and oversimplified information, we'll take a deep dive into the subject of psychology and, in particular, the mysterious branch of personality psychology. We'll answer questions like, what makes personality psychology so popular to a diverse audience and unique when compared to other sciences? How did the study of personality psychology move from a philosophical pursuit to a psychological science? What is psychology and personality psychology? What's the difference? And the big one, how accurate are personality tests? I'll explain 5 limitations of personality tests you need to know so you can approach your next test with a healthy level of skepticism and confidence. The study of personality is a midway point between the study of microscopic matter like atoms, molecules, or cells, and larger phenomena like our planet, history, and the galaxy. But it is also unique because, unlike molecules and galaxies, people are sentient and conscious. Let me explain. When a person studies an atom or a star, that person is a subject and the thing is the object. But in the study of personality, the subject and object of study are the same. This leads to some unique qualities that are unavoidable in the field, that is, subjectivity and introspection. It is these perplexing qualities that make it so difficult to truly know what personality actually is. It's also why psychology is so fascinating to such a wide audience. To deny that our own personality exists, including our own, is intuitively absurd, though to grasp it in our hands is impossible. To be introspective is to examine and pay attention to your own ideas, thoughts, and feelings. So, how does introspection affect the study of personality? Let's break it down. You are a person, therefore, you're not a cell or a planet. You have the unique experience of being a person, with all the emotions and trains of thoughts. By being introspective and self reflective, each person gains some idea about what personality is. And because you are a person, you can't experience being another object like a cell or a star. So it's impossible to experience an introspective form of knowledge on the topic of cellular biology or astronomy. Introspection touches all theories of personality in some way. Arguably, the most notable examples of this are Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, two prominent figures in psychology. Their theories of personality have had a profound influence on the field of psychology and Western culture today. Because of this, I'll go over each of their theories of personality in another video, so hit the subscribe button if you're interested. Back to the topic though. To sum it up, introspection is a form of self-knowledge. It's also a subjective method of knowing, which brings us to the other perplexing quality of personality psychology. Subjectivity is the influence of personal beliefs or feelings rather than facts, and it brings all sorts of biases that cloud our judgment. Subjectivity can lead to false conclusions and misinformation. The effects of subjectivity are profound and are exemplified in the placebo effect, which shows that even when participants suffering from a headache are given a medical treatment with no active ingredients, their personal beliefs and expectations about the treatment can lead to a perceived relief from their headache. Subjectivity, philosophy, and the arts contrast with objectivity, science, and arguably psychology. Objectivity is a fundamental principle of the scientific method. Science relies on objective evidence and unbiased reasoning at every step of the process. Let's look specifically at how personality psychology has transformed from the realm of philosophy and abstract thought to become a formal and reputable science grounded in copious amounts of academic research. The ancient Greek philosophers, including Hippocrates, Aristotle, and Plato, spent a great deal of time trying to define personality, to find out exactly what makes you, you. Their profound philosophies are due attention in another video, so leave a comment if you'd be interested in that. The English word personality is derived from the Latin term persona, which of course traces back to the Greek and Roman times and refers to a mask worn by actors in a play. Over time, the meaning of persona expanded and came to also represent the character or role played by the actor. It's the intriguing history of the trait theory of personality which epitomizes how psychology transformed from a topic discussed by philosophers to a systematic science. Let's learn how the trait theory combines the art of language with the structured nature of mathematics. In the late 19th century, Sir Francis Galton proposed the lexical hypothesis, which states that if a personality trait is important and universal among humans, then there will be a term in the natural language that describes it. In the early 20th century, psychologists began to systematically explore this idea. They started by examining language and compiling extensive lists of adjectives that describe observable traits in individuals. One of the foundational efforts in the lexical approach was made by Gordon Allport and Henry Odbert. They sifted through the entire English dictionary and identified around 4,500 trait descriptive adjectives. In the 1950s, Raymond Cattell built on Allport and Odbert's work. Cattell narrowed down the list of words to 171. Then he used maths, specifically the statistical method of factor analysis, to reduce the 171 words to 16 trait factors. I won't cover factor analysis in this video. What's important to know is that factor analysis is an algorithm that is foundational for knowing how the science of psychology works. Cattell's theory didn't hold up to scientific scrutiny, and his results couldn't be reliably replicated in further studies. In the 1980s, a bunch of researchers, perhaps most notably Paul Costa and Robert McCrae, expanded on Cattell's work. They used the same lexical approach and factor analysis to identify 5 broad dimensions of personality, which are now known as the Big Five. That's openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. The reputation of this theory is so solid that personality tests grounded in the theory are used in work settings, education, and clinical settings to help predict behavior. As you now know, there's been over a century of logical thought and complex statistics to identify these 5 personality traits. This fascinating history highlights how psychology merged linguistics with maths to form a measurement of something so intangible like the human personality. So we've examined how subjectivity and introspection make psychology such a unique and interesting topic, and we've seen a stellar example of how a philosophical idea became a rigorously tested scientific model. But what's the difference between psychology and personality psychology? First, we have to find out what they are. Psychology refers to the scientific study of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and it encompasses many branches that meticulously examine various aspects of the human experience. These branches cover important topics such as how the brain functions, mental health, child development and education, caring for the elderly, attention and memory. And it's also the foundation for artificial intelligence. Personality psychology is a branch of psychology, and it can be defined as the scientific study of individual differences in patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Personality psychology is moving in real world settings like corporate organizations to enhance team dynamics and leadership strategies, to inform educational practices by adapting teaching methods to suit diverse personality traits, and to conceptualize and understand personality disorders and how to effectively treat and manage them. So, what is the difference? In psychology, the emphasis is on understanding states of being, including emotions like anger, sadness, happiness, and psychological experiences like motivation, anxiety, and memories. These states are transient and can vary significantly over time and in different situations. They're universal experiences that fluctuate in response to external stimuli or internal thoughts. So, for example, imagine you are driving and you get cut off in traffic. Then you feel a surge of anger. This immediate response is a natural emotional reaction to a perceived threat or injustice. Once the situation passes, so too does your anger, and you return to your baseline emotional state. This incident of feeling angry does not make you an inherently angry person. It's simply a normal emotional response to a specific trigger. Personality psychology seeks to identify personality traits. A trait is a relatively stable and enduring internal characteristic that is inferred from a pattern of behaviors, attitudes, feelings, and habits in an individual. To understand this more, let's look how the trait of conscientiousness can be observed in Alex and Jamie. Alex scored high on the conscientious continuum, while Jamie scored on the low end. Alex is known for her exceptional organizational skills, not only at work but also in her professional life. Her meticulous planning extends from her project management tasks to her daily routines and hobbies, ensuring everything is scheduled and orderly. While her high conscientiousness contributes to her professional success and personal discipline, it can make spontaneity and adapting to last minute plans challenging, affecting her ability to unwind and enjoy unplanned moments. Jamie thrives on spontaneity, both in his creative role with the marketing agency and in his personal interests, such as travel and social activities. His flexible approach allows him to explore new ideas and experiences without constraint. This fosters his creativity and innovation. However, this same trait can lead to procrastination and disorganization, impacting not only project deadlines but also personal commitments. That was a very simplified example of how the theory operates. And of course, real life is more complicated than that. Obviously, Alex can, in certain situations, be flexible, and Jamie could at times be organized. But the point of trait theory is that these would be the exceptions to the general rules of their behavior. This leads us to the next question. How accurate are the personality tests, and what are their limitations? Here are 5 questions you should answer before you take a personality test. This will help you to gauge the accuracy and applicability of the results. Has the test been scientifically developed and tested? The accuracy depends on how much the test has undergone scientific research. As we've briefly discussed, the Big 5 personality traits have gone through countless reliability and validity tests and is regarded as the most accurate measure. However, other personality tests haven't gone through the same amount of scientific rigor and peer review. And even the Big 5 has its limitations and critics. How reflective and honest will I be? Personality tests are mostly based on self reports, which means its accuracy comes entirely from how honest and self reflective you were with your answers. Obviously, the more honest and reflective you are, the more accurate you will be. The accuracy will also be affected by self biases that you're unaware of. What's the purpose of the test? The accuracy of a personality test depends on what it's been designed for. Here are 3 examples of different test purposes. TikTok views. Personality test designed for TikTok and other social media views doesn't have a standard for accuracy, so their accuracy isn't even accounted for. Career guidance. Personality tests that are designed to aid career guidance or personal self-reflection are designed with some precision in mind. However, they are aimed at stimulating thought more so than being descriptive. Clinical psychology. In a clinical setting, the purpose of personality tests is to diagnose and treat personality disorders. So, as you could imagine, the stakes are higher and the accuracy is paramount. Where are you taking the test and who is interpreting the test? Tests that are administered under standardized conditions and interpreted by trained professionals are more accurate and meaningful compared to a test without standardized procedures, such as the one you'd take when scrolling on social media. How dynamic is personality? Personality is stable, though it's not entirely fixed and it can change over time due to various life experiences. This makes it a challenge to test and capture someone's personality fully and accurately at any given time. That's why it's so important to take results with a grain of salt and don't let them define who you are. Well done. We've just covered a lot of content and still only just scratched the surface of modern psychology and theories of personality. The complexities of our identities and the scientific inquiries into psychology offer endless avenues for discovery. So, what do you think shapes your personality? What aspects of your personality intrigue you the most? Hit the like button if you've gained some new insights, subscribe for more thought provoking content on psychology, philosophy, and worldviews, and share your reflections in the comments below.